her closet. And her father is actually a very famous musician.
Ooh.
And she was cleaning out her closet, and she was throwing things out of his closet, like behind her. And she threw these pants out, and they fell on the ground. And I just picked them up and said, "What are these?" And she said, "Oh, those used to be my dad's. Manuel made them." And I tried them on, and oddly enough, they fit. And she was like, "Oh, just borrow them, take them." And I ended up borrowing them for about 2 years. And then I think it was 2008 when I was signed to Universal Republic. I was slated to make a video, so I actually had the chance to have Manuel make me a pair of pants. Because so that's kind of how I got to know him, and I've just kept in touch with him over the years. And so I went into his shop one day and said, "Hey, would you want to be in my video?" And he said, "Sure." So there he is.
Wow, that was great. That was a great idea to do that.
Yeah, yes. It was, we were trying to think of, like, who would be a good host for, like, a 70s night show or variety show, late night show. We were like, Manuel. I mean, he's like our Bob Barker.
Only you didn't have to guess the price of the dress you were wearing or anything.
Yes, thank God.
But you were playing an interesting guitar in that video too. Is that your regular guitar, or?
Yes, that is my guitar.
It looked really cool. Like, is it smaller, or is it just me? It looked something different. Is it a different type of guitar? I don't know anything about guitars.
Yeah, it's a Gibson, and it's an Arlo Guthrie model. Oh. So it's kind of one step up from actually like a children's guitar. But it's still, I love it so much. I played it. I picked it up about 2 years ago, and I just had to have it. So it's one of my favorites, actually. That little guy just fits my fingers and my hands, and it still sounds really good. So it goes out of tune easily.
Oh.
But that's just the price you pay with a smaller neck.
Are you going to play it tonight?
No. Tonight you'll just hear me singing with Steven.
Oh, okay.
I am just singing very inappropriate songs.
Very inappropriate songs?
Yes. Have you ever heard Stephen Lynch?
Now, wait, he's like a comedian, isn't he?
Yes, he sure is.
Okay, so you've provided vocals on an album he did?
Yes. His most recent record, Lion, I sang on it, and he asked me to tour with him to support the record. So we do duets, and it's literally, it's something I've never had the opportunity to do in terms of comedy, because I'm not a comedian. But it's just a whole new outlet in terms of performing, and it's a whole new art form that I've been exposed to, and I just really respect him for his ability to do it. To make people laugh for 2 hours straight, nonstop, is a gift.
Yeah.
And he has got it.
Well, I can't wait to see that tonight. That'll be...
Yes, prepare yourself.
Now, you have this song off of the album Love and Forgiveness called One Way Conversation.
Yes.
And I was going to play that. Can you tell us a little bit about it? It's on Tropicali Records.
Yes. One Way Conversation is actually one of my favorite songs on the record, and I wrote it with my friend Thad Cockrell and a girl named Juliana Ray. And we were just hanging out one day, and it just that melody of the ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum. We just kind of started with that,
Uh-huh.
and it reminded us a little bit of like a lost band melody, like the band would have written something like that, and then we were all writing together, so we had a bunch of harmonies, and it actually turned out, we wrote it being a duet, back and forth duet between a man and a woman, because men and women have one-way conversations all the time with one another, and but then I didn't want it to get sort of pigeonholed, so I would have to have a man sing it with me if I sang it live, and so I decided to just sing it from a woman's perspective, and yeah, I it's one of my favorite songs to sing, but it's just kind of my homage to Levon Helm, I guess.
Well, he deserves many homages, the late Levon Helm. And he wrote so many great songs. And Courtney J is singing now. This is called One Way Conversation from the album Love and Forgiveness. And can they find more about you? What's your website?
CourtneyJ.com.
CourtneyJ.com.
Jaye, yes.
Okay. I was hanging out on your MySpace for a while.
Whoa! That's not a word you hear very much of anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. It comes up in the search engine when you type in Courtney J.
Oh, that's funny.
You have a MySpace account still somewhere. I don't know if you know how to get into it to change anything, but you've got... I
honestly don't know if I remember my password.
I don't think anyone does. But anyway, CourtneyJ.com is the more updated version of Courtney, and you can hear the song now. We're going to play it, called One Way Conversation on Mike's Daily Podcast. Courtney J and One-Way Conversation as we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is of the lovely, beautiful Courtney J. You can see her, and that is from the album cover to the album Love and Forgiveness. She always wears fascinating dresses in her pictures. We will have part 2 of our Into an Interview with Courtney J tomorrow. And check out the picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. Mike Matthews, she's like so beautiful. That's true. I would like to take a picture of her. Because you have a family portrait studio now. That's right, Mike Matthews. And so far I've taken lots of pictures of drooling babies, but none of hot country singer-songwriter people. Sort of a alt-country Americana artist. Maybe. Whatever, I don't put labels on things. Mike, that bucket of water I dumped on you earlier, I need to have that back. It's long since evaporated and dried off with the towel. Where's the towel? Here. Thanks. I gotta go because I'm Floyd the Floorman. Mike, he's doing an experiment that I'm making him do. I don't even want to know. Last time you told me about your quote-unquote experiments, I had to wash my ears out for a week. Yeah, well, at least we stay busy. Good for you. Tomorrow we will bring you that segment, part 2 of Into an Interview with Courtney J. Plus we'll hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Because I am a budding entrepreneur. Good for you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.